Keanu Reeves was just grabbing a quick bite at McDonald's when a small, trembling hand tugged at his sleeve. He turned to see a wide-eyed 5-year-old boy, his voice barely above a whisper as he spoke 5 chilling words. "Mister, my mommy's in danger." What happened next made Keanu's blood run cold, and within minutes he was dialing 911. It was an ordinary afternoon at a McDonald's in Los Angeles when Keanu Reeves, known for his kindness as much as his iconic movie roles, stopped by for a quick meal. Dressed casually, he blended in with the crowd, unaware that his visit was about to take a dramatic turn. As he waited for his order, a young boy sitting nearby caught his eye. The child, no older than 5, seemed nervous, casting anxious glances toward the window. Then, gathering his courage, the boy approached Keanu and whispered something so unsettling that it made the Hollywood star's face turn pale. Within moments, Keanu knew he had to act fast, because someone dangerous was watching, and what happens next will set off a chain of events no one could have ever expected. Before we continue this story, let us know where you're watching from. And if you enjoy stories like this, subscribe to the channel, because tomorrow we have another special story for you. 5-year-old boy whispers to Keanu Reeves in McDonald's. He turns pale and quickly calls 911. Keanu Reeves had always been known as a down-to-earth celebrity, often spotted in public places without a huge entourage. That afternoon, he had stopped by a McDonald's on the outskirts of Los Angeles for a quick meal, dressed casually in jeans and a black hoodie. He had just placed his order and was waiting for his food when he noticed a little boy staring at him from a nearby table. The boy, no older than 5, had wide, curious eyes and clutched a half-eaten Happy Meal. His mother, a tired-looking woman in her early 30s, was scrolling through her phone, seemingly oblivious to her son's fascination with the Hollywood star. Keanu smiled at the child, giving him a small nod, expecting the usual, "Are you John Wick?" or "I loved The Matrix." Instead, the boy hesitated, glanced at his mother, and then shyly walked up to him. Keanu leaned down slightly, expecting an innocent question, but what the boy whispered made his blood run cold. "Mister, my mommy's in danger." Keanu's easygoing expression shifted immediately. He glanced at the mother, who was still absorbed in her phone, completely unaware of the exchange. The boy's eyes were pleading, his little hands shaking slightly. Keanu knelt down to his level. "What do you mean, buddy?" he asked, his voice gentle but firm. The boy swallowed hard and looked over his shoulder before whispering again, "That man outside, he's following us. Every time we go somewhere, he's there. Mommy doesn't see him, but I do." Keanu followed the boy's gaze toward the restaurant's glass window. Outside, leaning against a black sedan, was a tall man in a dark jacket and baseball cap. He was pretending to scroll on his phone, but his eyes were locked on the woman and her son. Keanu had seen enough in life, and in films, to recognize the unsettling body language of someone with bad intentions. His pulse quickened. Was it an estranged ex? A stalker? Someone even worse? He knew he couldn't ignore this. Without hesitating, he reached into his pocket and discreetly dialed 911 while keeping his voice calm and low. "This is Keanu Reeves. I'm at a McDonald's on Sunset and Vine. There's a woman and child being followed by an unknown male. Possible stalker. Send officers immediately." The dispatcher seemed momentarily surprised by the caller's identity, but quickly assured him that officers were on the way. Keanu then turned back to the boy, offering a reassuring smile. "You're very brave for telling me," he whispered. "Stay close to your mom, okay?" But just as he was about to casually approach the mother and let her know, the man outside straightened up and began walking toward the entrance. Keanu's heart pounded. He knew he had to act fast. Thinking quickly, he walked over to the woman, placing a friendly hand on her shoulder as if they were old friends. "Hey, it's been a while. Mind if I sit with you?" he said loud enough for the approaching man to hear. The woman looked up in shock, clearly not expecting to see Keanu Reeves right in front of her. Sure, she said, utterly confused. Keanu slid into the booth beside the little boy, positioning himself between the family and the entrance. The man outside had stopped in his tracks, clearly unnerved by the unexpected presence of a world-famous actor. Within minutes, the wail of sirens filled the air. 2 police officers stormed into the McDonald's, and Keanu subtly pointed toward the man, who was now attempting to walk away. "That's him," Keanu murmured. The officers intercepted the suspect just as he reached his car. After a tense exchange, they placed him in handcuffs. It turned out the man had a history of stalking women and had multiple restraining orders against him. He had been following the mother and child for weeks. When the situation was under control, Keanu finally turned back to the mother, who was now shaking. She clutched her son tightly, eyes welling with tears as she realized what had just happened. I had no idea," she whispered. Keanu smiled gently. "Your little guy is a hero. He saved you today." The boy beamed, gripping Keanu's hand. "Thank you, mister." Keanu ruffled the boy's hair before standing up. His food order was long forgotten, but he didn't care. As he walked out of McDonald's, the reality of what had just happened sank in. He had played many heroes on screen, but today he had been one in real life. If you found a lost watch, what would you do? If you enjoyed this story, we have many more that will warm your heart. Click the screen to explore more stories of hope, compassion, and resilience.